We're going to talk about a story today that really gets to the heart of the American dream. It's about building something from absolutely nothing, hitting it big, and then slamming headfirst into the brutal realities of today's economy. It's a story of ambition, and where that ambition hits a wall. It's a question that a lot of entrepreneurs have to ask themselves, but we don't often get to see it play out so clearly. So, to figure out what happens, we're going to follow the journey of one company that, for a while there, really seemed to have it all. And just like that, it's over. After more than a decade in business, the Virginia-based mortgage lender City Lending Incorporated is officially winding down all of its operations. But to really understand why it ended, we have to go back to the beginning. Because this isn't just about a company closing down. It's a deeply personal story about drive and ambition. And these words, they come directly from the company's founder and CEO, Jorge Campodonico. He really built his company on that classic immigrant success story, starting out with literally nothing except a powerful belief in what he could build. And for a long time, it worked brilliantly. He founded the company back in 2013, and it grew into an absolute powerhouse, funding almost $500 million in mortgages every single year. But then, in 2024, that incredible journey just stopped. And we're not talking about some small-time shop here. At its highest point, there were over 220 people building their careers at City Lending, all pushing the company forward. And their impact? It was huge. That team helped literally thousands of families get into their own homes, with licenses stretching across 29 states, D.C., and even Puerto Rico.
So, what went wrong? How does a company with that kind of success, that kind of reach, suddenly have to shut everything down?
Well, the drop-off was just breathtaking. To go from over 220 employees all the way down to just 3 sponsored loan officers by the end. That's a staggering collapse. It's the big question, right? Was it one bad decision, a terrible quarter? Well, as it turns out, the answer is a whole lot bigger than that. The founder pointed to 2 massive forces pushing from the outside. On one side, you've got the ever-increasing weight of government regulations, and on the other, this huge trend of market consolidation, where the giant corporations just start squeezing out all the smaller, independent guys. Now, according to Campodonico's official statement, this wasn't some panicked overnight collapse. He called it a deliberate decision, one that was based on the harsh new reality for independent lenders. It was a choice driven by what was really happening on the ground. And here's the thing. That reality isn't just City Lending's problem. Their story is actually a perfect snapshot of a much larger storm that's brewing across the entire industry. So, we really need to look at this as more than just one company calling it quits. It's a symptom, maybe even a warning sign, of the incredible pressure that's being put on independent businesses everywhere in this field. So what exactly is this market consolidation he's talking about? Well, it's pretty simple. It's when the big fish eat the little fish. The giant corporations with all their resources either buy up the smaller firms or just push them out of the way, leaving fewer and fewer competitors in the market. So you've got these independent lenders caught in what's really a perfect storm. They're trying to fight off these mega lenders while getting tangled up in red tape. At the same time, their profits are shrinking and growing their business becomes almost impossible. It's a total squeeze. But in his final thoughts on the whole thing, the founder of City Lending offered a lesson that goes way beyond just profit margins and market trends. And here's his key insight. He said that even in the toughest economies, those external forces, those market cycles, they're not the only thing that determines whether you sink or swim. He believes there's something much deeper at play. For him, the real destiny of a company is decided from the inside. Things like strong leadership, a great company culture, and sticking to your core values. He says those are the things that really determine if you're built to last. And don't think this story ends with him just packing it in. No. True to that entrepreneurial spirit, Jorge Campodonico is already on to his next thing, taking all these tough lessons with him to focus on creating long-term value in new ventures. Which leaves us with this one really big question. City Lending probably had a fantastic culture that helped it succeed for years. But in the end, these outside pressures were just too much. So it really makes you wonder, in an industry where the giants are taking over, can even the best company culture be enough to save the dream?